This is Brick Recap of a shy little wimp who gets infinite love from a beautiful girl and also the exact opposite.
No, don't do that!
And now we'll wear our boyfriend.
No! God, please, no!
Somewhere at the friend zone interview, Burr admits he's falling apart like a wet cardboard, constantly thinking about Nikki and hearing her in every song. Because she was nice to him when he moved here, she called when his nana died, she replaced the role in the almost did the dishes once, you know, the perfect chick. So he finally wants to confess he'd choose her over everything else. To which Ian almost pukes from the cringe, cause it's only a dress rehearsal with a waitress. I think this little bear enjoys being humiliated. And the lover boy plans to say that to the real Nikki in private at trivia night, but Ian insists on coming too because only trivia night gets him hard every Wednesday. Excuse me? Then Bear comes home to find his cat playing possum with pills scattered all over the floor that supposedly killed Sandy. Very convincing. So he puts her into the Christmas bag and cries his eyes out, while the cameraman slowly reveals the title of the movie. Man, they spared no sheets. Then while stalking Nikki, the Nikki calls, asking what time he'll show up at crossword night, but he says he won't make it because he has to catch up on something. Mourning a cat? Come on, they're useless. Oh. But when Kiki reveals she's leaving their job soon, Bear changes his mind and hears her drop her crystal energy necklace down the shitter. Isn't that where it belongs? So he goes shopping at the crop mart, browsing through similar necklaces, but then he notices some magical Toblerone that's supposed to grant one wish. And when the cashier says people come back to complain, Bear jokes it probably ruins people's lives. You'll see. Then at the bingo night, Beer suggests Ian and Sarah should get the far away from here, and it turns into an ugly silent argument. Plug your eyes. After that, Bear joins Nikki at the bar, trying to finally mumble out that he wants to lick her feet, but he's constantly interrupted. Come on, let the guy humiliate himself. Luckily, after the charades night, the babe wants to head home, so the gentleman offers her a ride, and once they get there, he starts to stutter out a story from work, but he's put out like a sig. I'd kick him in the face too. So trying to be edgy, he calls her Freaky Nikki, a nickname she hates. And Ricky suddenly asks if he likes her, so he obviously replies that she's a great friend. That's not even the friend zone. That's just sad. And mad at himself, instead of giving her the magic stick, he wishes she'd love him more than anyone in the world. And Nikki suddenly comes back, suggesting he come inside because her cat just died. Oh, yours too? That is, she knows his cat died, so they should grab a drink. Then she's suddenly shocked, having no idea what's going on. But a second later she barges into the car crying that her father's dying. So far everything seems perfectly normal. And she insists they go to his place, where the gentle Humper puts her to bed, but she wants him to join so she's not scared and she starts to undress. Hey, no, young lady, I won't let you be scared. Just to lick the poor guy's face a moment later, and all of a sudden she freaks out, but then everything is fine, so it's fine. And when they sleep separately, Bear checks out what other people think about the magic stick granting wishes. And you won't believe it, but the reviews aren't exactly conclusive. Then in the morning, the host finds his fur goblin taken out of the trash because Nikki arranged an official funeral. That's my worst nightmare, getting drugged somewhere even after I die. And after the wake, they both go to work at the music store, where Bear tells his friend what a great evening he had, and that Nikki's father has cancer, so she's devastated. She always hated him, but that's a minor detail. And even though she keeps staring at Bear all day, after work she coldly grabs her stuff and leaves with Ian. You don't love me anymore? But later, she suddenly arrives all dressed up at Bear's, apologizing for her behavior and explaining she was stoned. Still counts. Also, she admits she likes Bear's son and has felt that way since Christmas, so it's Jesus approved. And a dumbass finally confesses he has feelings for her too, so they immediately bone like two wild chihuahuas, entering a perfect relationship full of everything, even memes saying I want to wear your skin as a sweater. Oh fuck! But when they eat each other out, they go out to eat each other, Ian calls the boy, claiming he found out that Nikki's papa is actually healthy, and that during a conversation with Sarah, Nikki admitted she sees Bear more like a little brother. Guys get out of the friend zone in spectacular fashion all the time. on Pornhub. So according to Ian, it's suspicious that Nikki suddenly loves him so much that the dick falls off. But a moment later, the chick tells him straight in the eye she loves him more than anyone in the world. And she wouldn't lie, would she? So Bourbon asks her if her father really has cancer, and she flips the out, asking what difference it makes if they're having a nice date. Exactly, don't ruin the vibe, dude. So he calms her down, saying it doesn't matter, and they go back to the scheduled boning. But when Burr wakes up, he finds Nikki standing in the corner watching him sleep. Isn't that adorable? And she tells him not to mind her, but after a while she screams he doesn't love her as much as she loves him, and she drives in with a bouquet of flowers. I'm not sure if you can drive in with bouquet of anything else. And after 16 minutes of standing there in silence, she calmly says it's for the dead kitty and comes back to bed. Phew! Then in the morning, the dude realizes she cut off some of his hair, so he asks her not to do that anymore, please. It's very important to set healthy boundaries. And the sweetheart says she's very sorry, asking if that's better while making a face like she collects model trains. If I'm honest, I went a little soft. But they kiss and everything is perfect again. Well, apart from the doors still shut like they're expecting the bailiff. But you just need to pull a little harder, and the baby stands there happily watching him leave. I think you should check the valves. Then Bear goes to work, where Sarah brags about getting a rejection letter from another college. Yes! And she takes his note from Nikki, who asks how his cat tasted. So he realizes he just ate a sandwich made from his dead pet. Ugh, gross. It was in the trash. Then Ian asks Kerber for a ride, and in return accuses him of taking advantage of Nikki and her mental breakdown. Still counts. But he finally invites Barry to his party on one condition: he has to come alone if Nikki's so chill. And before Beer enters the house, he calls the Magic Sticks hotline, and the director answers. Oh, he should know some things. Who explains that Bear can't alter his wish or cancel it, but no worries. As soon as he dies, it'll automatically turn off. Huh, that was way more helpful than I imagined. Then the fella comes home, finding his sweetheart all covered in piss and shit, but happy he's back. She reminds me of my father, except for being happy to see me. And when Miss Poopy Pants takes a shower, Bear gently mentions he didn't enjoy the kitty very much, and that he's going to Ian's party alone, but Nikki has a different idea. So of course they go together, and in the middle of the game, Nikki recites her own version of Hansel and Gretel, spiced with some incest and cannibalism. My favorite! And when Bear has to kiss the person to the left, the sad little baby pulls Sarah away and kisses her boy herself, announcing they'll all die, without ever knowing the feelings the two share. They are missing a lot then. And she suddenly panics again, saying it's not her. But she calms herself down with a bottle to the face, and they go home, where Bear suggests they should spend at least one night apart. But Sweet Cheeks starts describing the different stages of dying, which to be fair doesn't sound as fun as I thought. So of course they sleep together, and when Sarah insists on a meeting, Bear tries to sneak out, but suddenly the real Nikki starts to speak, asking him to kill her. I don't get it, everything's great. So Bear asks what would be so horrible about being with him that she'd rather die, and Nikki replies she was never with him. It still counts! Then Sarah, who's always had a thing for Bear, says Nikki should go to therapy, and it's unfair she dumps everything on him. Wait till you see what she dumped on the floor. Just to dump on him that Ian was hooking up with Nikki for a while, and he thinks she's now messing with him, but in general, Bear needs someone more chill cause... Oh, Nikki suddenly smashes the shit of Sarah's face until achieving a pancake. And after hugging her boo, she takes care of the body herself, while the genius buys more magical sticks, wishing Nikki would love him only as a friend, but he can't break the branch. You're trying to break a curse on an empty stomach? So he goes to Ian, trying to convince him that dreams really do come true. What a beautiful message. And he asks him to wish that Bear had never wished for anything. But the dick thinks it's stand-up and asks for $1 billion, which immediately starts raining from the ceiling. I think Elon Musk is on us. So Bear goes home with the last stick, and Nikki, after doing the robot, threatens to shoot herself in the jaw if Bear doesn't proclaim his love, when Ian quickly drops by to catch a bullet in the head. Oh hi, take a seat. Oh, you're dead. Then Bear screams out his love to Nikki and they go back to their healthy relationship. But the wise guy locks himself in the bathroom, downing the whole container of candy, and when he wants to cancel, he's interrupted by the sound of branch snapping. Uh-oh. Because Nikki wishes for his everlasting love, which starts dying pretty fast, so she wants to end it, but Bear dies first and his wish doesn't apply anymore. So Nikki comes back to herself and starts to realize what the f just happened. So you're saying you're single, huh? My honest rating of this movie is 7 out of 10. Let me know in the comments what you'd like to see next on Brick Recaps, and don't forget to subscribe